So what motivated you to move to the United States?
Few things. One thing was, as always, I wasn't happy with the education system in Israel, and education is very, very important for me. And knowing that my daughters are super, super creative and brilliant, capable humans, I wanted to offer them the best education. And even though you did go to private schools in Israel, I felt that still it wasn't something that I was looking for. It wasn't, not rigor, but not expanded enough that met your unique needs. So that was one reason. Another reason that politically I was really frustrated to live in Israel. I came back to Israel hoping that I could create change. So we moved from Colorado after 10 years. We moved back to Israel. We lived there for 3 years. I tried to create change through the education system. But again, it wasn't enough for me to give up on your educational journey. I kind of like the culture in the American culture because it doesn't tend to get into your heart as in Israel. You know, in Israel, any relationship that you build is right into the heart, and immediately it's like a boom, you know. And here it's more cautious. People take their time, and I like it because I'm totally different. I immediately fall in love with everyone that I see. So for me, it's nice to have that moment of, I can take my time. You know, so now I work as a school director, and many teachers, now that they know me, they kept asking, is this for real, or are you making it up? And I never understood what it was. And I asked my assistant, Shane, I said, what do they mean when they ask me that? It really hurts my feelings. What do they? And I said, Esty, nobody's used to have a director who's so friendly and is so direct and hugs everyone, and it's like, you know, immediately you make the teachers cry because you make them feel so comfortable, so they talk about their personal things. And I'm just wondering, you know, that from that aspect, it's totally different because, you know, we don't have any hierarchy in management in Israel as it's, you know, is being expected here. Here, there's so many other components that get into the communication piece. It's like, what do they really mean? Right? Not because we have any language barriers, but really because culturally it's different. Yeah. How the communication here with people is different than in Israel. For you, for like, you know, a growing teenager, how did you feel? Because I remember like the first year, it was a totally different experience for you with your peers in Israel than you had here in America. And I'm wondering, is it because of the communication skills or differences that Israelis hold versus the one that the Americans hold?
Yeah, do you remember the first meeting we had with my counselor in Israel in the new school, and she told me that like they had another new student, and she wasn't able to connect because she didn't understand that like you can't wait to be invited, you have to just like push yourself in and go, and if you don't do that, people assume like you don't want to go or you don't want to connect with them, and so you're not going to connect with them. And I like keep thinking about that. It's so true. Like everything is like, you know that everyone's going out. If you don't like acknowledge that you're going or like declare that you're going, like no one's gonna like, you know, make you go.
Because you grew to be a teenager in Israel, and then here you were already like a young lady in a way. You know, like you're almost 18. How does it feel differently this time than from the first time that you left the United States? Like when you left, you were 14, right? No.
13.
13.
I think moving back here this time was different because, like I said, like when we were growing up, we were Israeli because you told us we were Israeli. But this time it was like I really did like 3 years isn't that long, but it is if it's 13 through like 17 or 16.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like years that you really develop yourself and your identity, and like all my friends and school and everything was in Israel. So coming back here, I feel a lot more Israeli, and I'm able to connect like to Israelis and to my like heritage or whatever a lot more. Do you think you would make the same decision again, going back to the day that you decided to move to the U.S.?
Yeah, absolutely. I think that I might I might do it with less fear and less hesitation because after moving back to Israel, um, and it was 3 years that weren't easy for us. You know, if you recall, you came and you hardly knew any Hebrew. Your younger siblings didn't know any Hebrew, and that transition of making new friends for yourself and learning the community, and all of a sudden to detach you from that culture and place, I was very hesitant. I think overall that if we would have stayed, it would have been great, and now that we left is great. You know, I really believe that people are afraid to move and to live in different cultures, but I love the adventure, and I hope it's okay for you too.